know most people can't control their chest. They can't even control themselves. I just heard this crazy thing where like 8 out of 10 people give up after the first failure. Wow, that leaves only 2 in the race. Out of those 2, only 1 continues after the second failure, which tells you that only 1 in 10 people go past the third failure. And that 1 in 10 people is the ones that we all look up to. Oh, lucky him, lucky her, look at it, must be nice. But they just had one thing in common. They don't have to be the brightest, the smartest. They just didn't give up. I'm thinking about this right now as I reflect back in 6 years of the Orca Sports Nutrition, one of my companies, one of my brands, because I was kind of excited. And then again, I got into this downward spiral of negative thoughts and regret. And then I remember this. I was like, did you know most businesses don't even make it past year 1? I think only 5% make it past year 5. And here I am in year 6. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make it another 6 weeks or another 10 years or whatever. But man, what a gift. What a gift to be grateful that I just don't fucking break. I'm recording this for myself to document it so I can look back later, because I just don't have a fucking quit button in me. No matter what, the more reasons I have to just throw the towel on something, the more I keep going. I'm crazy like that. Thank you, Lord, for giving me that little switch that is stuck on. I can never turn it off. I can never turn it on. And it's crazy. And I'm grateful to every one of you who cares about Durka or my life update here. Because this brand, the Urias Sports Nutrition, started as a dream back in 2013, where my wife and I were running Rough Fitness, our little humble location, and we were running 6-week challenges like crazy, running hundreds of people at a time through transformations. And they would always ask us, what supplements can I take? What can I do? And we didn't have our line back then. We were just trying to find what to recommend. We like some things about one thing, not about others. We find some good products, and then we found some that disappointed. So like one day we were like, what if one day we could just have our own line exactly how we want it, like with the flavors we wanted, with just the ingredients that we wanted, specific to our program, to what we need for our clientele, not for like bodybuilders on steroids or people that are blessed with the best genetics in the world, you know what I mean? But it just stayed there, right? It was just a dream. It was not possible to do so at the time. Kept dreaming about it for like 5 years, until like 2018 we pulled the trigger. We had moved that little tiny Raw Fitness location. We expanded it to one double the size, which is our current Osborne location. In 2014 we opened another 5 locations, and we were crushing it. We were running hundreds of challengers through this program. We had thousands of clients at a time. We went up to 80 something team members, and we said, you know what, it's time. No more dreaming about it. It's time to actually take the action. We wrote the big check. We made the commitment. We didn't raise money from anybody. We didn't take a loan for this. We opened every single one of our transformation centers out of money we were bringing from cash flow from sales. We didn't partner, we didn't bring investors, we didn't take loans. Like, it was just money we earned, self-made through our work and our team and leading our culture and team. So at that point, 2018, it came to a point like $100,000. It was a nerve-wracking moment for me, because I was like, I have never done this. I don't know if it's gonna work. What if it doesn't work and all this goes to waste? But wrote the check. Darren helped us out, created this. My mentor Sam, rest in peace, helped guide us through the process as well. And fast forward to 2019, we finally got our first batch of product, and we got our first sale May 2nd, 2019, 6 years ago. Between those 6 years, we almost lost this company so many times. I mean, when we launched it, it was such a hit. Our clients and our team just loved it. Everybody was raving about it. We were drinking it like crazy, all day. Like, probably personally, I was overdoing it. And it started selling. It started selling like crazy. It was welcomed really, really well from our raw stars. At that point, it was only sold through our gyms to our clients. It wasn't available online to the public like it is today. It was just exclusive to Raw Fitness. It started selling so good that I thought it was gonna run out of inventory before we could get the next batch in, because it takes months from the moment you make an order with your lab, with your manufacturer, to get it ready to sell. And so I was like, holy cow, we're gonna run out. We need to order now. We need to order more now. Even though we haven't made the money back, the initial investment yet, by the time current inventory sells out, we're not gonna have anything to sell. I didn't know about this. They call it the cash flow crunch in this industry. I was like fooling you about this, but you typically, or it's very common, that you run out of money before you sell the product, and then you have to order again. So you have to be very, very, very good managing finances there, which I'm not, by the way. I'm passionate about this, the fitness, the mindset, the nutrition, but I'm not the most the accounting mind, you know what I mean, that you need as a business. So we placed me in this belief. I'm like, hey, I bet on myself. I take risks. Let's keep it rolling. Bring it on. Whatever happens. I had this massive momentum behind it that I didn't want to lose. And at this point in my life, I thought it was untouchable. I mean, honestly, it got to my head. It did. And life and God has its way of humbling you, right? So later on, I got humbled. But at this point, I thought I was just invincible. I mean, I had gone from sleeping on the floor of my gym to making millions, having waiting lists, having thousands of people wanting to work with me and my team, like 80 something employees. Like, I'm this little kid who was homeless just not too long ago, who was bullied and lowlied and cheated on, suicidal just not too long ago. So it was like all these things. Like, I thought I was the shit. So I was like, bring it on. I'm gonna take risks. I'm gonna sail through this. This is gonna be the #1 supplement company in the nation by next year. I mean, I thought I'm gonna have a private jet. I'm gonna have 1,000 apartments by the time I'm 30. I'm gonna have, at this point it was what, 2019. We're gonna have 16 gyms, because we were looking at deals and locations. We had 6 gyms in El Paso, no, 5 in El Paso at the time, 1 in Las Cruces. We were about to open 6 in San Antonio, 3 in Dallas, 3 in Austin. We had the first location in San Antonio picked up. We were gonna buy out a failing gym to take it over, and then later on open up 5 more in San Antonio, then move to Austin and Dallas to 3 more, for a total of 16. Then we're gonna launch the online thing down the road. This was just a further idea. We were looking at this point, we're looking at buying land to develop buildings where we build our gyms and rent the remaining spaces next to us. Funny enough, if you're familiar with my West Side location in Osborne and Doniphan, that massive big warehouse, that gray and blue that is built there, we were about to buy that and develop that ourselves back in 2019. So I was just stretching myself and doing this because I had full belief, and I was like, take the risk, take the risk, take the risks. So I was doing this, and I placed this massive order of inventory of supplements at the time for the Urca, and I'm doing this expansion for Raw Fitness at the time, and developing the real estate at the time. And guess what happens next? 2020, March, worldwide event we can all remember. And like this, I lost like 95% of my business. We couldn't even operate because we had to shut down. At this point, like I said, the supplements were only being sold through Raw Fitness to our clients. Diurca wasn't known outside of Raw. So Diurca was completely dependent on Raw Fitness success. And Raw Fitness was not succeeding in 2020. We had to shut down, we had to let go members, we had to close locations, and I had all this inventory that could not be sold through just in time before it was gonna expire. And once it expires, you can't sell it. Even though you can still I've taken expired supplements, I'm still just fine. You're not supposed to sell them. And I was not bringing enough money to even make payroll for Raw Fitness. Even the loans from the government that were available then, like, they ran out like this. So I had this idea of like, well, let me just fire sale through this supplement inventory to use that to make payroll for my coaches, help things stay afloat for both businesses so that we can sustain Raw through this nerve-wracking era that was 2020. And rather than have the supplements expire, let's get them to the people that need them right now. And so I was fire selling big discounts, using it to keep things afloat. But I was running out of time. And 2021, I was like, fuck it. BOGO, buy one, get one free, site-wide. There's no other way. I didn't want to discount it that much because at that point I wasn't even in profit. I was either just in some products making my investment back and some losing money. But I was like, what other choice do I have? BOGO, buy one, get one free. Spring cleaning sale. You may remember that sale. Spring cleaning. Yeah, it's not spring. It wasn't really spring cleaning. It was like, hang for dear life. Try to save this fucking business. Internally, of course, I didn't tell the world that at the time. And even with that and pushing that, I couldn't sell through it all. And it was time to order more inventory if I wanted to save the Urca. I didn't know if raw was going to be saved, but if I wanted to save the Urca, I needed to order inventory now, or I wouldn't have anything to sell for months or even the year. And then by that point, that business is gone. Everybody forgets about it. But the crazy thing that happened in 2020 was that in 2021 and 2020 is that we had all these massive stimulus checks and grants and loans and unemployment. And so people started spending a lot of money that didn't exist before this. So we had this massive inflation. Prices of everything go up. And then we had supply chain issues. We couldn't get enough materials, the raw materials. We couldn't get the bottles for the supplements. Like, it was supply chain issues, not just for our industry, for everything, as you may have remembered. Plus the prices of everything went up, the inflation from all the money printing, everything working together. And us personally, our sales had gone down tremendously from where we were before. But the cost for us to do things increased like crazy. Just to give you an example, for our proteins, the price doubled. Not only the price doubled, the minimum order quantity doubled. So if we wanted our manufacturer to make this for us, we had to order twice as much at double the price. We had a fraction of the sales coming in. I was like, let's keep selling it. Let's keep selling it. I'm going to try to save it. I'm going to fire sale it. I'm going to order it to raise these funds. Fast forward a few months, I didn't get enough money for it. And the supplements that I couldn't sell through expired. And I found myself in fucking tears. Donovan and Atlantic Road in the disposal, dumping about $100,000 worth of supplements expired that I couldn't sell anymore, that I couldn't take anymore. Because even if I take it, I kept some for me, but shit, it was like thousands of tubs that had to go to waste. And there I am by myself as my newborn and my wife are at our home, trusting me to provide for them and to give them some sort of stability. So there I am in my truck, dumping expired supplements in tears. I don't cry a lot. I'm a hard man. I'm strong. I was in tears, chokehold, like I couldn't even speak as I dumped them in the trash, and just facing what was my dream for such a long time just shattered to a point where I thought there was no coming back from that. I thought it was gone. Shattered beyond repair, as they said, right? But I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I took on debt. I whore my services out. That's the closest word I can say. Like, I started selling shit for like way cheaper than it was meant to be. Both on both ends, from raw fitness to the Urca. Started to give a lot of stuff away for free just to keep, sales flow. Made a lot of sacrifices. Sold personal stuff, and we were able to order the next batch. I didn't know if I was gonna make the money back, but I had faith. I was full of what ifs. What if it doesn't work out? What if I really lose everything and I have to not even start from zero again? Which I was tired of because I had started from zero many times already. What if I start from below zero now? Now I'm below zero. I'm in a hole that I dug through this crisis. I said, even if that happens, I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna take the risk. I'd rather fail knowing that I given my best shot. I'd rather go down swinging than because I was a little bitch that just backed out and didn't want to give a fight. So here we go. We kept fighting. To my surprise, when the next batch came through, and we launched a new product, by the way, here with All Night Burn, our nighttime fat burner. We launched a new flavor of our raw energy, which is our current refreshing watermelon raw energy. Because before, the watermelon flavor was a spicy one, which is my favorite, my wife's and I favorite, by the way, but it was too spicy for most people, so they didn't like it, they didn't buy it. But me, as a true Mexican, I love spicy shit, so it was my favorite. But hey, it wasn't selling. So hey, listen to your audience, right? And so we made this new flavor. We brought Fired Up back, and to my surprise, it started blowing up. I mean, it was selling out like crazy. We had a record month way beyond what I thought was gonna, what we thought we were gonna do in sales. People were just like, could not get enough of the second wave of Durka, the second era of Durka, and we sold out. And we didn't, what we thought we had ordered a lot of, we sold out through in a record time, and we produce more as fast as we can. But we started to have to raise prices because all these supply chain issues and inflation issues to be able to actually afford to bring these products. And then we bring them back, and then bam, it sells out again. Fired up, boom, sells out again. Sells out again. People have to start pre-ordering. We had to put a freaking limit of like 3 bottles per client so that we can actually have enough for the other people, the rest of the people. And we had great months, great years. I think this was what, 2022, 2023, 2024. We had another challenge. Every year has had its own challenges, to be honest. Like every year I question myself, fuck, are we gonna make it? Oh, by the way, 2024, actually, we had to discontinue one of our best-selling products, our Superior Whey Isolate Protein, because it just cost us so much to produce it at the quality that we want it, for us to even make $1 out of it. We would either lose money on it or break even, but we had to put this huge pressure on us to produce it because it's our most expensive product to produce. And the price only kept going up with this inflation and supply issues. And of course, we know, like, we went through interest rates going up again, and then now people have less money. Businesses are contracting. They're not spending as much. People are all the drama with economics, right? So we had to discontinue that product. And it was our original favorite product, the whole reason why the company started. That product was what started the Urca and what brought it to life. That and Fired Up had been the best sellers all this time, all these 6 years. But we had to discontinue it. We had to make that painful decision to discontinue it. And we did. I thought it was gone forever. And then for months, our clients were like, bring it back. Please bring it back. I've tried other proteins. I don't like them as well. They bloat me. They taste like shit. They, whatever. Bunch of reasons. I was like, I hear you. I wasn't even considering. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. I hear you. We just unfortunately can't do it anymore. And then July 2024, somebody said it enough times that I was like, what if we could bring it back? And my main reason, my main objection was like, I would have to raise the price, and people are not going to pay that price for a protein powder because there's competitors that are way cheaper, even if they're lower quality. But a lot of times the consumer doesn't see that. And even if comparing to the highest quality ones, they're still cheaper because they're bigger brands who can produce 10, 100 times more larger order than us, so they get way better deals with manufacturers, with suppliers, and we're a small company, we can't do that. So it's this thing where, like, either I sacrifice the quality so that I could compete, but now I'm selling an inferior product that I committed to, which is why I started the Urca, because I wanted the quality that I wanted. So now I'm compromising integrity there. Like, I have to break that commitment with myself and to my clients to bring my cost down to keep selling it at the price it is, or I don't compromise on that and just raise the price, and hopefully people will pay it. And so we raised the price, not enough to make it worth it, but just to at least have it available, break even, and provide it to our clients. And so I took that risk. I went that route. I didn't compromise quality. I didn't change the flavors. I didn't add, different things or cut different things out. And we brought it back. Pre-order is here. You can buy it now. If you compare it to other proteins, it's more expensive. It's done with full integrity. I can tell you that. I don't say this because it's my protein. I haven't found a protein that fills in the gap as best of quality and flavor. There may be something tastier, but it's full of like a paragraph of ingredients of junk. Or there may be other proteins that are less ingredients or cleaner ingredients, but taste horrible. So I have never found a protein that fills in the gap in the middle of, like, you get the quality with the taste and the boost in results as good as this. And a lot of people pre-ordered it, and a lot of people bought it at the beginning. But all those people are super hardcore fans, and currently is not selling as much beyond those people. Those people already stocked up and reordered here and there. So now we have more protein that I was hoping to have in stock at that higher price. Not high enough, but higher than probably all proteins in the market. So I don't know if there's going to be another round, to be honest. Once this one runs out, I don't know if it's going to be another round. Anyway, I'm just sharing some of the challenges here and things that have been on my mind and reflecting. Because honestly, we have other products that are just like so helpful, and they sell like crazy, and they make sense for the client, and they make sense for us as a brand for us to survive. Of course, the brand's not going to survive out of air. It has to bring in money to survive. So we may just redirect all that energy and focus into the other products moving forward. I don't know. I may change my mind next year. Who knows? Anything can happen. If the last 6 years have taught me anything, is that you may have a plan perfect in your mind, and it's not gonna happen. The man upstairs has a different plan for us. That saying goes, right? Like, if you want to make God laugh, make plans, because he already has a plan for you. And so whatever happens, I welcome it with open arms. I am not attached to the outcome. I'm not trying to chase anything. I'm just here as a vessel, as a servant, as a facilitator, to help people. But yeah, that's where we're at. Some products have blown our mind. Like, they sold out, and have they helped so many people, just like, who had been stuck, who were frustrated with other products, they now just swear by this stuff. And this wouldn't be possible. 6 years would have not been possible without you, our loyal team, our loyal clients and fans. So super grateful for you. I'm grateful to God, and grateful for every challenge that has come my way. I haven't found that button in me to quit. 6 years in, man, I don't know. We may be here another 10 years, who knows, another 30 years. This may be the last year of Durcraft. Shoot, who knows? All I know is, if I've learned anything through all these challenges, man, take a risk and bet on your fucking self. If I didn't bet on myself, on the Urca, through all this, by the way, through all these challenges, this is what I'm sharing with you is nothing. It's like a 1% of the stuff we've gone through. But this video is long enough. I wouldn't have all the lessons, all the experiences, all the fun that has brought, all the self-development, all the money it brought. Over the last years, it went from like selling like crazy to where like we're making all this money, was profitable, to now it's in debt. Am I gonna take this risk again? But I gotta remind myself, hey, take risk, bet on yourself, because when you do, man, you always win. Even when you don't, you win. So bet on yourself. So many lives have been changed and influenced because I bet on myself. And included in all those lives is mine. So no matter where the Urca's at right now, I've made videos like this where it's like, we're freaking crushing it. Oh my God. And I'm making videos now where it's like, shoot, I don't know if we're gonna make it out of this hole again. It's just one of the things, like, you gain, you lose, you gain, you lose, you gain, you lose. But that's the rhythm of life, right? And we have summer, we have winter. But I can't wait. I'm excited. Bet on yourself. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe enough in yourself to bet on yourself, why the heck would anyone